I'm standing here with a Hollywood success story. He's independent-minded, and he started with the independent route. Mr. Adam Rifkin, could you tell us, Adam, how did you make your own damn movie to begin with?
Well, when I made my first movie, it was slightly different than it is now in that there were a ton of low-budget companies making lots and lots of small movies, and in those days the home video market was new and booming, and so any movie that was 90 minutes long and in color, and if it had a little nudity or a little blood, would make its money back. So they were just cranking these things out right and left. And so it was a lot easier to get a break if you were a young filmmaker.
Now, Adam, if I'm not mistaken, your first, I guess, feature-length movie was Never on Tuesday. How did you, even back in those days, how did you make that film happen?
Never on Tuesday, the way I got a chance to make my first film, I was 20 years old. I met a young producer at that time whose name is Brad Wyman. He was working at the time for a iconic old-time Hollywood producer named Elliot Kastner, and Elliot Kastner was financing lots of these little movies.
Elliot Kastner, who by the way produced XYZ with Elizabeth Taylor and other.
He produced Missouri Breaks with Nicholson and Brando. He was making tons of money making lots of these small movies. At the time, some of the titles he was cranking out, he made a movie called Zombie High, and he cranked out a whole bunch of others. Jack's Back was a movie, Wide of the Eye, which Donald Cammell directed. A lot of movies, and out of this glut of low-budget movies, some movies came out that were kind of good. So anyway, together we convinced Elliot to finance a low-budget movie for us. The one that I wanted to make was a film called The Dark Backward, which I had written, which he hated, because he wanted to make...
Brad hated it?
No, Elliot hated it. Because he wanted...
I knew that. I just wanted to be sure the public knew that.
It's okay. And so I came up with the idea for Never on Tuesday, which was some kids on a road trip who get stuck in the middle of the desert, and while they're waiting for their tow truck to arrive, they're hanging out in the middle of nowhere, bonding. So that was kind of low budget, idea.
What was the budget?
The budget was about 500 grand.
And 35 millimeter.
35 millimeter film. And we had some cameo appearances in that movie by Nicolas Cage and Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez and Judd Nelson, who were all big stars at that time because they were the Brat Pack guys. And Brad, who grew up in LA, knew all those guys. So since we were all making our first movie, he got them to agree to do cameos in the movie, which upped the value of the movie, But now you can make a movie on video, you can make a movie on digital, you can make a movie on film, you can make a movie on Super 8, you can make a movie on any medium whatsoever, and it can be taken as seriously as any other medium, and it's just as viable a film and a piece of product as a 35 millimeter film. So that's what's great about today as opposed to when I was starting, is that even though there was a lot of opportunities to get small movies made, now it's almost, even though those companies all dried up and those opportunities dried up, now there's more opportunity to create your own opportunity, because if you've got a digital camera and you've got Final Cut Pro on your Apple computer, you can shoot your own movie, you can cut your own movie, you can finish your own movie for next to nothing and have a finished film. And that's what I tell people that they should do when they ask how to break in to independent film. I say, the cheapest thing in the world is talent. If you've got it, it's just free. It just comes out of you. So if you're a talented young filmmaker, just write a script, take it real seriously, make it really good, cast your friends who you believe deep down in your heart are talented, and they all want to be actors, and some of them might actually be pretty good, and work really hard and take it really seriously and make as great a film as you can. Cut it yourself or get somebody that you trust to cut it on a home cam, on a home editing system. You could make a movie for nothing. From going from not making a movie to making a movie, the only difference is having the money to make it. That's what I figured out pretty early on. So if you've got 10 grand, make a $10,000 movie. If you got Pi, the movie Pi? That was made for like 10 or 15 grand. Or Man Bites Dog, which is a phenomenal film. That was made for 10 or 15 grand, Or even Blair Witch. You may love it, you may hate it, but that movie was made for 20 grand, 25 grand, something like that. Now you can make a movie for less than that even. You can make a movie for 2 grand. You don't have to buy a digital camera. You can rent one, shoot your movie, and return it. You can steal the software to cut the movie with on your computer. You can make a movie for nothing.
When you started, there were lots of Tromas out there, or better than Tromas.
Troma's the last of a dying breed. I'm very impressed that you're still doing what you do.
Why is Troma the last? In other words, what has changed? Why is the battlefield different?
Well, one possible reason is that because the movie studios are all owned by major conglomerates now, it's it's sort of phased out the smaller companies and the B companies and the genre companies, because it's because everything does have to appeal globally. Everything has to be done. Everything has to be made on a larger scale. Distribution is so expensive that unless you can compete on that, the enormity of that scale, there's not a lot of room for you anymore. And so,
Well, what's next for Adam Rifkin? Can you tell us a little bit about what you're planning, or what looks what's? I'm sorry.
I'd be happy to. No, I'm touring with Jay-Z. We're going to do a little traveling show.
Don't tell anyone, though. Please don't tell anyone. It's still hush hush.
Right. And besides that, I wrote the movie Where's Waldo for Paramount, which is based on the children's books. I wrote the movie Underdog, which is based on the old cartoon show. And I'm about to direct a movie in the spring that I can't talk about, but it's going to be one of the smaller films that I'm excited about. It's a more personal film.
This has been an amazing interview. Thank you, Adam Rifkin. And
thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
wisdom.
No, I am very, very happy to have been a part of the Troma family. And even though we haven't actually worked together, I'm glad that I feel that I'm sort of a second cousin twice removed.
More than that, and I'm waiting for. I have my SAG card, and I work for free. So even I'm SAG, and I do it for free. So please give me a part.
You're going to be in my next film.
I will suck your dick real good.
And I just have one final word for any aspiring young filmmaker
Please.
out there watching this right now, and that is that you can never fail in your pursuit of being a filmmaker in Hollywood, or off Hollywood, as some people call it. You can never fail, because there is no failure, because there's never an end to the opportunity you can create for yourself. You can only quit. So don't quit.
Make your own damn movie, Adam Rifkin. Make your own damn movie. Make your own damn movie.
Exactly.